Welcome back to East West Brothers Garage. This is Kevin, and I'm going to finish off our conclusions today about our 2025 Polestar 3. Now, I've shared that this is my daily driver, and this is the car that I spend the most time with amongst our fleet. Now, there are lots of reasons that I love this car. Some of the pros for me are the spacious interior, its fantastic driving experience. That torque vectoring rear differential to me makes all the difference in the performance and handling of the car. Of course, that Bowers & Wilkins sound system is absolutely amazing. Again, if you've not had the opportunity to hear it in person, it really is a system that deserves to be experienced. I think that the car delivers on that true luxury feel and is a great balance between that luxury and performance. Best of all, it's rare as hen's teeth. Honestly, I've seen more Lamborghini Uruses or even the Aston Martin DBX compared to the Polestar 3. Now, that's not to say that there haven't been issues with the car and that there aren't things that I don't like about it. Few of the cons for me have been the slow software rollout. It's taken a long time to get through a lot of the software bugs that the car rolled out with early on. And there were promised features that were supposed to launch with the car that still haven't made it to the car even after all this time. Mechanically, the car has mostly been problem-free, but I have had my onboard charger fail once already, and I know a number of folks have experienced issues with their onboard chargers failing multiple times. One thing I definitely do not like about the car is the exterior paint quality. I find that there's a lot of orange peel. It looks like it wasn't applied very smoothly, it wasn't applied very evenly, and so what you end up with is this very mottled look under the direct sunlight if you look closely. One final thing that I don't like about this car are the windshield wipers, both the front and the rear. You'd think the Scandinavians would have this one figured out, but honestly, the wiper performance for this car is quite dismal, and I'm really surprised that they haven't figured out a way to improve it, but some folks have been clever enough to identify some DIY ways to fix it. I haven't had a chance to try those out, but I do expect to take a look at that sometime in the near future. I do have a small wish list for this car going forward. One is, of course, I do want to make sure that my car is upgraded with the new Orin processor, along with that latest software update that comes with that new processor. This is expected to resolve many of the issues that we've experienced and should hopefully resolve that vampire drain issue that I detailed in my video on the car's charging and efficiency. I also wish the car would get better paint. I know mine was a relatively early model to roll off the assembly line from South Carolina, but nonetheless, I hope their paint process has improved over time. Also, one of the quirks that I've tried to get my dealer to deal with was the door alignment. The driver's door is ever so slightly off, and if you look at the trim, it doesn't really match up fully when you are looking from the front of the car through the driver's door to the back of the car. I checked it out with my dealer. They told me that they looked at a number of other vehicles that they had on the lot, all of them brand new, all of them straight from the factory, and many of them had this door alignment issue. I don't think it's acceptable for a car this expensive to have panel alignment issues at all, so I hope that this is another thing that Polestar spends some time to get addressed. One final wish list item I have for this car is I would love for the ability as the driver to be able to select the ride height from within the vehicle. Recently, I've been dealing with some family healthcare issues, and it's been nice to actually be able to lower the ride height of the vehicle in order to be able to accommodate a person with some reduced mobility. However, to do that right now, I've got to go to the trunk of the vehicle and use the buttons in the trunk to lower only the rear suspension. So I wish that the car had the ability for me to select a lowered suspension right from within, and that way I can lower the ride height to help accommodate people who maybe have reduced mobility or struggle to get into a higher vehicle. Now, the Polestar is very clearly the Saab of our current era. It's over-engineered in some places, but lacking in others. Still rare to see, and I've seen only 2 or 3 Polestar 3s out in the wild since I got my car back over more than a year ago at this point. This really is an EV for people who love to drive. It has fantastic driving dynamics. It delivers on that sports car-like feel without a harsh suspension. The driving part just works, and that torque vectoring differential lends a lot to that capability. This, however, is not an EV for first-timers. I would never recommend the Polestar 3 for someone getting their very first EV. Veterans of EVs know what to expect. If you were an early adopter, you've experienced a number of the teething issues that come with EVs, and you're kind of comfortable with the idea that you may have to fix and deal with a few things. But if you're new to EVs, the amount of challenges that you would have to deal with this particular car might turn you off to EVs altogether. So I personally think that folks who are brand new to the EV landscape should probably look elsewhere for their first EV. But if you're an experienced EV owner who's looking for a great car that drives well and is really comfortable, this is a fantastic choice. And with that, we conclude the review of our 2025 Polestar 3. This is the final video in this series, but it's not going to be our final video for our channel. So if you have more questions, feel free to ask in the comments. We're always happy to address those. And also, tell us, what else would you like to see? Tell us, what else would you like to know about the Polestar 3? Or we've got reviews coming up of some of our other vehicles in the very near future. Once again, thanks for joining us at East West Brothers Garage. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. We hope to see you again soon.